Hello, and welcome to my desk. Today we're going to do an unboxing of the giant Rider-Waite or Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck. If you've seen any of my Credible or Oracle videos, then you'll know I've leaned into that lately. I had this deck previously in the small, or I guess standard size, and I always kind of wanted the big ones because I found them to be very detailed in a very small image. Anyways, so I passed that deck along to someone else for their enjoyment, and I went a long time without this deck, and recently I thought, you know what, I kind of want it again. And so here we are. This time I opted to get the large deck because that's in my heart what I wanted last time. I am going to open it up. We're going to take a look at the cards, I guess. Yeah, so let's just jump right in. This is the box. Standard, violently yellow in color. Definitely eye-catching. It's got the sun card on the front here and a couple on the sides. It just says Giant Rider-Waite Tarot Deck, 78 cards plus booklet of instructions. And then on the back here we've got designed by Pamela Coleman Smith under the direction of Arthur Edward Waite. Well established as a classic, the Rider-Waite Tarot Deck remains faithful to the artistry of Pamela Coleman Smith's 1909 design. The innovative deck, once considered revolutionary, now sets the standard for tarot cards everywhere, and continues to be one of the world's most popular tarot decks. And then it says, gives you the measurements. Oversized cards measure approximately 4 inches by 6.75 inches. Includes 24-page booklet with tarot interpretations based on A.E. Waite's pictorial key to the tarot. And this is published by U.S. Game Systems, Inc. Okay, let's get into the inside. What we all want to see. I wish I had the standard deck so I could show you just how much bigger these are, but the standard cards are probably about this size. And so much larger overall. I don't want to rip the box, so I'm just going to pop this open with this. I haven't opened these yet. And I see that they're in plastic inside, as well as the box is wrapped in plastic. So right at the outset, we're greeted with the standard little instruction booklet that comes with this deck. And I do think that there are a couple of drawbacks of this deck. In two of the areas that it lacks, where other decks kind of exceed, is the instruction booklet is very kind of basic. Let me just get in here. Louise, that plastic was a lot thicker than I anticipated. Okay. Okay, so I am gonna flip them over. Whoops. I am not sure what this is. Oh, it's a little info card on the illustrator, Pamela Coleman Smith. So that's something that wasn't included with my previous deck. Okay, so area number one that this deck is lacking, and it is the card backs. I think it's pretty notorious, at least this particular version of the Rider-Waite Smith deck, because there are a lot of people that kind of do slight variations on it, is the card backs. This kind of plaid, tartan, blue and black and white pattern is, it leaves something lacking, you know? So there's that. And then the other thing was the instruction booklet. It's just paper pages. And because this one is so large, it's actually a little better than the one that came with the previous deck because it was the exact same thing, just a whole lot smaller. I'm just gonna move these because they're sliding around. They're also very slippery cards. So the booklet itself, it's very dense. There isn't any photos of the cards. There's just the names, an introduction, and then it just jumps right in. The High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, etc. into the suit cards. And yeah, it's just very dense writing, and it is not really visually engaging for someone who's just learning, considering this is a really intro beginner deck. It's a lot of people's first deck. I mean, a lot of people still use it even many years into their tarot journey, but I do think that this booklet, when I got my first deck and I was trying to use the book to learn the card meanings, it was just, I kind of had to make my own notes because it's just so dense and so uninviting to a learner. So that's the booklet. Now we're going to take a look at the deck itself. So again, it's very large, and also I forgot just how slippery these are. They're like sliding around, and considering there's so many cards, they do really have the feel of playing cards. So this giant deck, I've heard people say it's kind of hard to shuffle. I think you would have to shuffle it end to end instead of side to side, but if you wanted something easier to handle, even the small deck, I found it kind of hard to handle. But anyways, let's take a look. So this is just an info card, the giant Rider-Waite tarot deck, published by US Game Systems Inc., Stamford, Connecticut. It gives their website, and it says made in China. Okay. So now we're jumping in to the actual cards themselves. They're obviously going to be the exact same as the smaller deck, if you have that one or you're familiar with it. But the great thing about these is they're huge, as you can see. They're as big as my hand. And I do really like that you can see a lot more of the detail. And the color is just as vibrant as in the smaller deck. So it's going to be pretty much exactly the same, just a lot larger. And if you're learning, it might be a better learning tool just because it'll be easier for you to discern all of the imagery that's in the cards. Because something we know about the Rider-Waite Smith deck is it is jam-packed with symbolic imagery. So there's a lot to learn, a lot to glean from the different cards. And when they're small, it's a lot harder to see everything, or even to just get a good impression of them at first glance. Like, this card is very busy, and if it was the regular standard size, it would just be a lot harder to kind of define all the different pieces. So I'm just going to flip through them here so you can get a kind of look at all of the different cards. I'm going to actually split the deck just because it's so big and there's so many cards. It'll be easier to manage if I just do it in little bite-sized pieces. Okay, here we go. If this hasn't already happened, I'm going to intersperse some footage of the deck in just natural lighting because I find sometimes this dim setting, although sets a nice tone, doesn't always give the true color value of the cards. So I'll be switching back and forth. with all the dotting and the detail of the characters in the window, if condensed down, would be a very busy card. So this is another example of a particular card where having it magnified allows you to better see the imagery. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Pretty short one for you tonight. Just a nice, quick, close-up look at the giant Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck. I hope it was informative for you if you're considering getting this deck and you were wondering about the large cards and just exactly how large they are and how manageable they are. I guess if you're looking to actively use them for doing readings, I would say if you shuffle them this way, you would have less issue. It really depends on your shuffling method, your preferred shuffling method. If you do stacks and kind of, interchange them, that's fine. It's only if you prefer kind of the side shuffle where you grab the top and shuffle them. Unless you have really big hands, it's gonna be a difficult task. But definitely I am happy that this go around I purchased the large deck. But as a learning tool, I would say it's definitely great having the magnified version of the cards. You could always get both, although that would kind of be unnecessary. But if you decide you like them, and then once you learn the imagery, you can always, get the smaller ones to be more manageable, or another deck of your preference. So, dipping my toe back into the tarot space, and we'll see how that goes over this year. But yeah, so this was the giant Rider-Waite Smith tarot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.